Hello and welcome. My name is Joanna and I'm so glad you're here with us today. Today I'm going to be going more into depth on what we used for language arts. In our last video, I spoke on all the curriculum we used for 4th grade. And today I'm just going to also show the curriculum a little bit more in depth, specifically on language arts and any supplemental materials we used with that. So if you're new here, welcome. And if you're not, welcome back. And I'm glad you've come back. Like I said, we're going to go into our language arts. I have a 4th grader, soon to be 5th grader, Julian, who's usually here in the videos with me, but he said he did not want to do these curriculum videos with me. So of course that's fine. I think he prefers doing the book videos. Those are his favorites. So welcome, sit back, and let's jump into language arts. Okay, so for 4th grade, as I said in my other video, if you watched it, is that we use Oak Meadow. This is our main curriculum. If all my other stuff fell away to the side, it would be okay. I would just be using Oak Meadow. So we've been using this for language arts. It has been for this year mostly going over, parts of speech, grammar rules, some composition, and that's pretty much the gist of it is just, grammar, punctuation rules, and some writing. And of course, reading. Reading is probably the number one thing we do language arts related in our home. So while we probably should start focusing a bit more on the composition, it's not my son Julian's favorite. So I think if we continuously keep reading, it will also encourage him to write. I think we keep reading good books, it's going to encourage some good writing. So I'm not pushing it too hard just yet. But he does write, so I'm not too worried. So that's what they had us doing. We read up. We don't always read exactly what they have for us. We did read the Vanderbeekers of 141st Street. We read Rachel's Journal. We read Stuart Little, and I think we're going to read The Trumpet of the Swan and The Turtle of Oman, and any of and The Lion and the Witch and the Wardrobe. If there was any other books, then I think those we just sort of took out. And that's what I like about Oak Meadow. It's very open, and they do tell you that if that book is not of your child's reading level or whatever, not you could read it out loud to them, or you guys can choose another book. Do I need their permission to do that? No, but I know some parents feel like they want to follow something to the T. So they do tell you. And what I like about Oak Meadow is, again, it's a spiral approach. So they often make you review rules, specifically speaking on language arts. And every year you start off reviewing. And for my son, that is very important. He needs a lot of repetition on things before he gets it. He needs to reread it, to rehear it, to redo the work. Sometimes it's really solidified for him and he really understands it. So that's why Oak Meadow works for us. Might not work for someone else, but it works for us, and it is what we've used since the beginning. Since we started homeschool, we've been homeschooling forever. He's never been to public school or any sort of school. So that is what we're doing with Oak Meadow, is the grammar rules and whatnot. And and this year the children were more independent. So a lot of the book is written to the children. And it lets them know how to use their main lesson book, and that they should have a dictionary, which we did do this year. We got a dictionary for words that they have trouble. Here are like the books that they should be reading this year and whatnot. And there's a lot of poetry this year for language arts, and there was some writing. So we are pretty far with the language arts. It's what we're math is what we're furthest in, but besides math, then language arts, because again, we're not on the same lesson for every subject, because that's just how we do it, because we do use other materials. So I don't stress too much anyways, but we're pretty far with the language arts. So I will show you, they do have them this year journaling, not every single day. Julian has been journaling maybe once to twice a week. So this is his little journal that he picked out at the beginning of the year. It says it's just a phase with a moon on it. And he's really enjoyed doing the journaling. I just opened up to one super cute. That look on the top, it says, "I love books," really big. Isn't that cute? Oh, that says it all. This is why I continue with the reading, because he is really, really loving it. but his writing is getting longer and better. And before was a lot of his sentences were like, because this, and now his sentences are more complete and he's writing better. So that's been really, really nice. He writes poems in here. So when we did poetry, he would sometimes write a poem in here. So he's been enjoying journaling. Journaling's been great. It's a great way to write. Another thing we've been using for writing is The Night Zookeeper. And he really, really enjoys that. I mean, he begs to be on there. So that's really nice. Another thing we have that Julian really enjoys is these magnetic poetry tiles. And we got the nature one. If you ever saw our beginning of the school year resource haul, we got these and I was wondering how they would be. They've been great. As a matter of fact, we're gonna probably add another box. Maybe not the nature one, but another one. So he has different words. And this is what we do. We have it in a basket. It have this magnetic board and have a frame. So just so the poem looks pretty. And he puts a couple words every day. And eventually in a week or two, he's got a poem. And I do have one regret. I didn't take pictures of the poems when he was done with them. I should have done that so that we had a nice record of the poetry he did with the tiles, but I didn't. So moving forward, I'll start taking pictures of them. So this is what he did for poetry too, was the magnetic board. And that was really fun. It still is fun. And we will continue that into 5th grade. We have a lot of poetry books. So we did a lot of poetry books. And this is just, I pulled one out because this is his absolute favorite. You can tell it's been used and loved for years. So we do a lot of poetry reading. And this year, we did on the side of Oak Meadow, we did lightning literature. And we really enjoyed this. And they did do this book called Gone Fishing. And it was a poetry book. He absolutely loved it. That was so much fun. And we really dove deep into poetry that week. Those 2 weeks, I think it was broken it to 2 weeks. So we really enjoyed lightning literature alongside Oak Meadow. So when Oak Meadow had us doing poetry, I said, okay, let's go. We're up to the poetry in lightning literature. We'll do that. And we just kind of pushed Oak Meadow aside and we considered that as done for that lesson that they had us doing poetry because we did it along with lightning literature. So that's kind of how I use these side by side, which is why, again, we're only halfway through lightning literature. I think we're at week 16, maybe. So maybe not exactly even half yet. Yeah, week 16. Not exactly half, but just about, because we do use them interchangeably. And what I like about lightning literature is he's reading, and then he gets the reading comprehension, and then he gets the grammar to go along with it. So he gets all three. This is the teacher's guide, and he has... So I think my only complaint was that the student book was very hard to write in because it was thick. So I took the whole thing apart and put it in a binder. Luckily, it already had been 3-hole punched. So I just put it in the binder. Here it comes down the stairs. So we did use this and we really enjoy it because, like I said, you read your book. And it's also more independent as well because he has his student checklist and he has to check off what he's done. And so he's kind of responsible for himself. And then you have your reading, comprehension. Then you start what they're teaching you for grammar. And let's see if I can flip the page so you can see. And then he does his grammar portion after he's read the grammar rules that they had him working on. So we've really been enjoying this. It's been a lot of fun. And we will continue with it because he said he really likes it. So we'll continue with it because we did enjoy the books that they have you read in lightning literature. And I think only maybe 1 or 2 were not super enjoyed. But for the most part, yes, we loved it. And I don't know, I guess this is probably not really considered language arts, but I'm putting handwriting in here. We've been working on cursive and we've been using the Handwriting Without Tears book and it's been working great. So we're going to stick with that. And for typing, he's using Type C and he's using their Type C 2.0 curriculum. He absolutely loves that. He is really just enjoying it and flying through it. So we're going to stick to that. And I think that once he starts writing in cursive and typing, he's going to write more as well. And then did I do this already? I'm not even sure. For spelling, we use Spell and Write. We'll stick with it. And when they have it, Oak Meadow does have spelling in it, but we use this, and we're already through it, so we'll get to the next one, which is for 5th grade. We started word roots this year, and this is for grades 3 to 4, but still it wasn't really sticking, and I think it's because it's just worksheets, kind of like busy work. So we've paused it, and we're gonna find a better way to implement the stuff that's in here that will work better for Julian. But we are going to come back to this and use it because I really did like it, and I want him to be better with, his prefixes, root words, and suffixes. It'll really improve his handwriting, his spelling, and his vocabulary by studying this. So I'm just gonna find a better way to implement it. I don't think he did the worksheets, but nothing was really sticking because it's like busy work. And that might work for some kids, but for Julian it doesn't. So we're gonna find another way to do these word roots. Yes, I'm like, And then just to reinforce any grammar and punctuation rules we've been learning, we've used this. We're just about halfway through it. So we don't do this every day or every week even. Just once in a while, we throw a work page in and we do it. And he enjoys them. And it's nothing difficult, but it's good review. So more of that spiraling for him. Like I said, I have bought this for reading comprehension. We didn't use it because we get plenty of reading comprehension in Lightning Literature. So I just didn't feel we needed this. So this is not something I'm going to order again. This is from Evan Moore. This is their reading skill sharpener. So yeah, we didn't use it. Not going to order that again. And we started this partnership writing, the Brave Writer partnership writing, and we did do like 2 of the projects. There's 10 projects in here, which each project is about 3 to 4 weeks. And we did do about 2 of them, and then we said, you know what, we want to really make sure we implement this better. So we paused it and we're going to come back to it. But the information in the beginning of this packet for the parent is wonderful, and a lot of that we're still using. So even if it was just for all the information in the beginning on writing alongside your child, it was great for us and really has made us, like we like to say now, partners in homeschooling. So we are still doing that, and we did buy the Brave Writer darts for the one and only Bob, and we will be doing that. I think we're actually going to end our 4th grade language arts with that. And did I show a sample of his, anyways, his main lesson book and whatnot. So he really enjoys, here's his conjunctions, and he put, so he really enjoys Oak Meadow, and he loves to be creative. So using the main lesson book is a lot of fun for him because he gets to whip out his crayons and make the page as nice as he possibly can. And it just shows interest in his work, and he's taking his time and making it interesting. For fun, this is the last of it. This is the things we do for fun, I guess. Write and draw your own comics. He really enjoys this. He has a tab of whichever section he's working in, and there's no order that he has to do this in. This is for fun. I keep it in his morning basket if he has time. He will pull it out and do some comic writing. He loves comic books, graphic novels, and whatnot, and that is considered writing. So go for it. This is we do this. And then for spelling, because like I said, we did finish this spell and write from Evan Moore. We've been using games. We used P for pizza, which is not so much spelling, but you do have to know what letter words start with and think about them in that subject. Of course, let me do this one first. Word bits. This is a lot of fun because, and this is by Simply Fun. You get a card with a subject, you get to roll the dice, and you have to think of a word within that subject that has those letters in it. It doesn't have to be in any specific order, but those letters have to be in it. So you really do have to work on your spelling with this one. And so we really enjoy this one. And bananagrams. We use this one when we're eating or at the table, and we play. So actually, usually when we eat is our playtime because we're already sitting down. So we're there and we eat and we play some games. So that's what we did this year for language arts. I hope this video has been helpful into an insight, and this is just how we do it. This is what works for us, what works for Julian, and each family has the things that work for them. There's no right or wrong way to homeschool, and that's the best part, is that it is an individualized education for your child, and you're gonna do what works best. If your child works best with only online programs, then great, that works for you guys. This is what works for us and what we've been enjoying, and I think the only thing we didn't end up using was that Evan Moore reading comprehension book. And I think I might cut out the grammar and punctuation from Evan Moore as well next year, maybe a little less workbooks next year. But like I said, I do them because he just kind of needs that repetition. So kind of going back to those things is helpful for him. Sorry, I've got like something in my throat. So thanks for stopping by. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll be back with a math video, a science video, and a history and social studies video. And we hope that you found maybe some new materials for your homeschool that might work, and just a glimpse. I know I personally love glimpsing into what people use and how they use it in their home. And that's just fun, whether I use it or not. I enjoy that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next time. Bye.